Hi, my name is Bonnie Currie, and I teach through Lotus Yoga here in Jacksonville, and I also have the privilege of facilitating yoga through Yoga for Change. Today I'm going to lead us through a 45-minute or so vinyasa yoga practice. And at the outset of the practice, I'll just remind everyone that this is really the practice of listening to and honoring your body. So everything that I offer along the way is simply an offering and an invitation. Take what you need and leave the rest. And so you're simply beginning to make choices about what is nourishing to your body along the way. This is my assistant, Ellie. She is exceptional at Savasana, and she'll be joining us throughout the practice. Come on over here. So as you're ready, you might make your way to a sitting position on your mat. And we'll begin by arriving. When I invite this practice of beginning by arriving, the invitation is to bring your mind into the same place as your body. So the body begins to undertake the action of sitting, and the mind begins to experience sitting. So we integrate the attention of the mind with the action of the body. So as we begin, you can start with your eyes open or your eyes closed. And you might just begin to notice where the ground meets your body and where your body meets the support of the ground. As we move through our practice, I'll invite you to notice the support that comes from the foundation of your forms. So we start here. You might begin to notice the place where your body meets the ground and where the ground lifts up to support your body. If you don't feel this quite readily, you might push down through your sitting bones or rock a little bit side to side. You decide. Taking a moment just to notice what it feels like to sit on your mat and be supported by the ground beneath your body. And as you're ready here, you might bring your attention to your breath. And so we breathe and notice that we're breathing. If it's interesting to you, you might begin to stretch the breath out a little more fully, noticing how it feels to expand the inhale and to expand the exhale. You might just take note of your shoulders here, and if there's some tension being held in them, you might notice if you can release some of that tension. So we begin by connecting the action of the body with the attention of the mind, by stretching the breath out a little bit more fully and noticing what it feels like to breathe, and just sort of checking in with the state of the body here, now, today, for this practice. So we'll begin with a little movement of the arms. On your in-breath, take the arms all the way up, ground through your seat, lift up through the fingers. And as you exhale, lower the arms back down by the sides. Draw them back up as you breathe in, and lower them down as you breathe out. We'll take two more like this. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, lower down. This time, as you sweep the arms up, hold the lift. Begin to slide the arms back until you begin to wake up some sensation in the shoulders. Maybe the chest begins to lift and expand. And as you exhale, take the right hand to the ground and begin to lean towards the right. Fingertips. Top shoulder begins to roll open here. And perhaps you bring your attention to the right side of your body. And the right side body draws near the left side body, so it supports the opening of its counterpart. And we begin to breathe into the sensation that begins to lift in the side body, Remembering that sometimes you'll feel a lot of sensation, sometimes you might feel very little or no sensation. And we're just noticing what's happening in the body. There's information to be found in attending, regardless of what we find when we do. Now take the right arm back up as you're ready. Root through your seat, rise through your fingertips, and take the left hand down. Begin to lean the body here over to the left. Top shoulder rolling open. You decide how much. And then you might bring your attention to the left side of your body. Encouraging the left side to draw towards the right side, so the left side supports the opening and expansion of the right side, integrating both sides of the body with the opening. And the encouragement is to stay curious. As you plug in, as you connect, as you begin to explore your body, stay curious, stay open, receive what you find along the way. Take the arms back up here. Inhale. As you exhale, release the hands down by the sides, and we'll come onto our hands and knees here. So making your way to a tabletop position. Stacking your joints, so shoulders over wrists and hips over knees. And we'll begin to move through some cats and cows here if you like. The belly lowers, the chest lifts, chin might lift as well. Check in with your neck on that. And as you exhale, tuck and round. Push into the hands, broaden the upper back and expand. Belly lowers, chest lifts as you breathe in. Tuck and round as you breathe out, beginning to warm up the muscles of the spine and the muscles of the belly. Moving back and forth between these two forms at whatever pace and rhythm here feels useful to you. And exploring the rise of sensation, the shift of sensation, and the release of sensation. I recently read a beautiful quote that I have brought with me on my mat recently. The quote reads like this: "Can we honor the space between the no longer and the not yet? Can we honor the space between the no longer and the not yet?" Now, after your next cat form, spine returns to neutral, and right leg extends back and away. Now, lots of options here. One is to keep the ball of the right foot on the mat and to begin to draw the right heel a little further away from the body. At the same time, the crown of the head gets a little longer. It extends forward, and both hands push the mat away. One option is to stay right here. Some of you might choose to begin to float that right leg, still drawing the body nice and long on a horizontal plane. And a third option here, for those of you who would like to explore it, might be to extend that left arm forward. So spinal balance, your version of it, noticing the lift, the shift, the change, and the release of the sensation along the way. So on our mats, we have this extraordinary opportunity to notice the space that lives between the no longer and the not yet. Because everything is in movement. Sensation, challenge, posture, form, breath. Take an inhale, lift up out of wherever you are. Exhale, release that top hand down, and the right knee, hug it into your chest. Now push the ground away and hug that right thigh up into the body. And as you exhale, extend it away. We'll take 3 here if you'd like. Inhale, knee to chest, nose to knee. Exhale, extend back and away. Twice more. Inhale, knee to chest, nose to knee. Exhale, extend back and away. Inhale, knee to chest, nose to knee. Exhale, extend. Now push down through your hands. Get long in this horizontal plane, and we'll make our way here to a low lunge. So on your next inhale, bring that right foot all the way forward. Wiggle your back knee back. Now, if you have blocks, you might place the blocks under your hands to help give you a little extra support. We always want to check in with the foundation of the form first. What supports the form from the bottom up? What allows you steadiness? What allows stability? Because when we are steady and stable in form, we will be better able to access release, ease, letting go of some of the tension that lives in the muscles in the body. So pressing down through the hands, drawing the chest up and forward, breathing and noticing your breathing, and just beginning to notice what sensation is asking for your attention in the body. And we honor the space between the no longer and the not yet. Right? Said another way, it is inviting us to experience, to honor the present moment. What's here, what is right now. Now take a breath in, and as you exhale, shift the hips back, draw the chest towards the toes. If you have a yellow dog near you, you might give it a little scratch on its back. And begin to notice the shift of sensation into the back of that right leg. So now the hip flexor stretch is the no longer, and what is filling the present moment, what is filling the here and the now, is some access to the hamstrings, the back of that right thigh, breathing into connection there. For 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Shift the hips forward once again. Left hand comes either to the ground or to a block, and the right hand slides up to the top of that right thigh. Push down into the right hand, roll that top shoulder open, and draw the belly button up and in. So we find the ground beneath both of the hands, and we begin to explore how the grounding of them supports the opening of the chest, the upper back, and of the shoulders. You can keep that back knee down, that's one option. You might curl the toes under and begin to float the back knee, moving from low lunge into crescent lunge. And some of you might take that right arm and lift it all the way up. Top shoulder rolling open. We ground with the left hand so we can rise through the right. And there's still some softness here in the hips. Breathing and noticing your breathing. For 3, 2, and 1. Bring that top hand down as you're ready. Stepping all the way back here into a high push-up position and pushing the ground away with the hands. Take a moment to notice the ground beneath your hands, beneath your feet, and how if you access that grounding, that connection, how it impacts your ability to rise, to lift, to float above the ground. Now, option here to bring the knees down if you'd like. Take a breath in. As you exhale, you might lower to the hover point or to the belly. Flattening out the feet if you're moving into cobra. Some of you might move into upward dog from here. Exhale, lower back down, and push back up onto your hands and knees. Reset. Find the foundation of your form. Find what stabilizes you here. And as you're ready, left leg extends back and away. The ball of that left foot might stay on the ground, and there's activation. The heel draws away from the body. The crown of the head extends forward. One option is to stay right here. Some of you might float that left leg above the mat, getting long from heel to crown. So encouraging this lengthening on the horizontal plane and this lifting on the vertical plane. Third option might be to extend that right arm all the way forward for a spinal balance. And in any form that you choose here, lift the front of your body up towards the back of your body. If you're holding your breath, start to breathe again. And explore. Be curious. Stay present, connected for 3, 2, and 1. Right hand lowers down if it's lifted. And the knee hugs into the chest here. Nose to knee. Push the ground away. We'll take 3 rounds here, extending the left leg and the crown of the head. And knee to chest, nose to knee. Extend and tuck. Extend and tuck. And as we extend, we prepare for that lunge. So the left foot now comes all the way forward. The right knee slides back. Pressing into your hands, drawing your chest up and forward, and softening your shoulders down. Again, if you have blocks, this is an opportunity for you to begin to stack your hands up on the blocks, just to notice if that provides you a little more stability. Right? When we are steady and stable in form, our access to ease, release, letting go of tension, right? It might be enhanced. Now, take a breath in here, draw the chest up and forward. And as you exhale, draw your hips back. Chest extends towards the toes, and we begin to breathe into the back of that left thigh. You can always keep a micro bend or even a deep bend in that straight leg. So we begin to dip our toe in the water of the stretch, rather than dive into its deep end. Said another way, we're easing in. We're letting the breath begin to release some of the tension in the body. And in that releasing of tension, we begin to experience the opening of the muscles. Now, as you're ready here, shift forward once again. The right hand, it comes to the ground or to your block. The left hand comes up to your thigh. Press down and begin to roll the chest open now to the left. Both hands grounding to support the rising of that top shoulder. And the hips, they still tip forward gently. You can keep that back knee down. Some of you might choose to lift it up. And perhaps that left arm, it might reach up to the sky. Exploring whatever option feels useful to you today in this practice, in this here, and in this now. Taking what you need and leaving the rest. Breathing here, final 3, 2, and 1. Bring the top hand down. Step back into your high push-up position. Push the ground away with the hands and with the feet. You can bring the knees down if you like. You might keep them lifted this time. Inhale. Exhale to the hover point or the belly. A cobra or an up dog. And exhale sweeps us back. Downward facing dog. You can always take child here if you prefer. Begin to pedal out your feet. Begin to rock around in your hips. Perhaps being curious about what movement might help you connect and wake your body up. And so when we work too hard, right, we simply add tension and stress to the body. When we don't work hard at all, lethargy takes hold. Yoga invites us to explore the space in the middle. I call this right effort, right energy, the just enough. Right? That's not right versus wrong. It's this place of balance. It's the sweet spot where the energy and the vitality of the body merge with our capacity to rest and release inside of it. Now, from this downward dog, walk your feet together. Take your right leg and sweep it up.
Now you decide how high your up is. Your up might be the toes hovering above the ground. Your up might be toes reaching for the sky. Either way, push into that lower foot and into the hands. Notice the ground. Find what supports you. And as you exhale, bend that top knee, roll the hip open, expand. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, bring the knee to the chest, shift forward, building a bit of strength in the belly. Hug the thigh in, inhale. And as you exhale, release the right foot between the hands. Low lunge or crescent lunge. Now, on your inhale, draw the chest forward. And as you exhale, shift the hips back, straighten the front leg, finding your hamstrings. Inhale, we come back into that lunge, low or crescent. Ground through the feet and sweep the arms up. Now a bit of softness in the hips here, melting hips towards the ground. On your in-breath, take up some space, lift the chest, draw the arms back. And as you exhale, left hand comes to the ground, right arm sweeps up to the sky. We root to rise, breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Top hand comes down, step back here, high push-up. With knees lifted or lowered, take it to the hover point or the belly. Inhale, chest up, and exhale, roll back. Downward dog or child. Take what you need, leave the rest. Checking in with your breath. If it's stuck or agitated, free it up, smooth it out, explore how that might happen. And we'll move to the other side. So as you're ready, feet walk together. Left leg sweeps up. You decide how up your up is today, maybe letting the body participate in that decision. Right? The body sometimes guides us differently than the thinking mind, than the ego. Top knee, it bends, hip it rolls open, expand, take a breath in, and hug that left knee to the chest as you shift forward. Chest extends, thigh hugs the body, take a breath in. And lower that left foot softly to the mat. Low lunge here or crescent lunge. And on your inhale, draw the chest up and forward. As you exhale, begin to straighten that front leg, shift the hips back, shifting our attention to the back of that left thigh. Bring it forward into your lunge as you're ready. Find the feet, ground through them, and sweep the arms up. Melting gently down into the hips here. Take a breath in, expand, and as you exhale, right hand comes to the ground, left arm lifts to the sky. Maybe the eyes follow the left fingertips. And there's some softness in the hips, some opening in the chest and the shoulders. We breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Top hand comes down. High push-up, step back. Lowering to the hover point of the belly. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in here through the nose. And exhale through your mouth. Take a breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Breath in through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. All right, we'll take one more round here. So as you're ready, feet walk together. Right leg floats as you're ready. Hands press into the mat. Finding the ground. And watching how our connection to it might support our rise. Bend that top knee, roll the hip open, take a breath in, and hug your knee to the chest as you come forward. Inhale here, finding your lunge as you exhale. Back knee lifted or lowered.
And then draw the chest forward, get long. Find your horizontal expansion. And as you're ready, shift the hips back, straighten that front leg, drape over it. Bring it forward into your lunge. When you're connected to the ground, use that connection to help you rise up and softly melt here into the hips. Expand, inhale. As you exhale, left hand to the ground, right arm to the sky. Again, maybe the left hand is on a block. Finding what support you need in order to access the opening, the release, the quality of spaciousness in the body. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, top hand down, step back, high push-up. With knees lifted or lowered, find the hover point or the belly. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, roll it back. Downward facing dog. If you need a rest, take one. If it's time to pause, please do. Walk your feet together if you're continuing on. Left leg, it lifts. Hands press the ground away. There's some expansive energy up the spine. Bend that top knee, roll the hip open, take a breath in. And knee to chest, bring it forward. Look forward and hug that thigh up into the body. Softly now, left foot finds the ground. And when you feel steady, take the arms up. Melting here gently into your hips. Expand on the inhale. Release the right hand to the ground. Float the left arm to the sky. Maybe the eyes follow the left fingertips. Maybe the eyes stay connected to the ground. Breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Top hand down. High push-up, step back. Lowering either to your mat or to the hover point. Sweep on your inhale. Roll back on your exhale. Downward facing, a breath in through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. A breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Breath in through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. On your next inhale, look forward and walk or float your feet forward. Take a lengthening breath in, and as you exhale, fold all the way down. Drop the head here, let it go, shake it out, let gravity take over. You decide how bent the knees are or how straight the legs are, and breathe here into the back of your legs. Right? And we begin to honor the what is no longer and the what is not yet. The space that lives in between. This place, this here, this now. That's ultimately the muscle that is strengthened the most in yoga. This muscle of our attention. This muscle that invites us to access this present moment experience. To be curious about whatever is right here and right now, even perhaps especially if it makes us uncomfortable. Bend the knees, lower the hips, sweep the arms up. Slide the arms back. I think what makes us uncomfortable is simply what's unfamiliar. And perhaps when we're steady, when we're supported, that growth happens in that place. We expand into the newness of the now. Take a breath in. Slide your hands to the heart. And stand tall in your body. So we'll move here into a bit of a balance. So the weight, as you're ready, might shift into your left foot. And the right foot might come to the lower leg. You can always keep the toes on the mat like a bit of a kickstand here. Some of you might bring your foot to the calf, and some of you might lift your foot to the thigh. So we're building a tree form here. Fingers might come together at the heart. Now, if you need a little extra support, you might just put your fingertips on the wall. Again, we start with noticing where we are supported in form. Right? Being very curious about what steadies our foundation so we can expand and grow and connect and release tension around it. Now, pushing down through that standing foot, lifting through the top of your head. You can stay right here, that's one option. Some of you might interlace the fingers and sweep the arms all the way up, rooting down through the foot to rise up with the palms. And maybe you slide the biceps back here. Exploring what steadies you and the movement that you might discover in the steadiness. If you notice that you're a bit wobbly today, just be curious about what it feels like to wobble. If you're a little steadier today, notice what it feels like to be a little steadier. Maybe we don't make a value judgment about our experience, we just allow our attention to be integrated with it. We stay curious. One of my girlfriends likes to say that curiosity is a vacation from judgment. Right? It's a place where we open, where we receive, where we connect. Take a breath in here. As you're ready, bring the hands back down the midline to the heart and draw that thigh up. Spread your toes nice and wide. And begin to lift through the top of your head. Breathing here, maybe connecting to quadricep muscles for 3, 2, and 1. Reach arms up, reach thigh up, take a breath in. And place the foot down, hands to the heart. Maybe just a little rocking side to side here. All right, so we'll shift into the other side as you're ready. So right foot now becomes the trunk of our tree. Left foot might stay on the ground with the heel lifted. Maybe foot to calf, maybe foot to thigh. So the encouragement is to put that foot somewhere above or below the knee, just so we don't put any undue pressure on the knee joint. We never want to push the knee in a direction that's not intended to move. Now, right foot steps down, the top of the head lifts up. Get longer. Find space in between this action of lengthening. And you can either stay here, or you might take the arms back up. Grounding through the right foot now and extending the arms towards the sky. You might notice on one side your balance comes a little more readily than another. I would just say that it's just more opportunity for connection, more opportunity to explore, more opportunity to uncover. Right? Maybe yoga isn't about accomplishing. It's about connecting, uncovering, revealing what is already here. Breathing for 3, 2, and 1. As you're ready, slide the hands back down the midline. Lift the thighs, spread the toes, begin to connect to your quadricep muscles, however that is experienced for you. Good, now arms up, knee up, inhale. And as you exhale, step the foot down, hands to the heart, and maybe we shake out the legs just a little bit. All right, so as you're ready, stepping back to the front of your mat. And the arms, they sweep up on the inhale. Fold all the way forward, exhale. Lengthen up, inhale. Step all the way back into your high push-up position. Ground, we push it away. Inhale here with knees lifted or lowered, and find the hover point of the belly. Inhale, chest and chin may lift. Exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog, and we'll move into a warrior stance here. So left foot plant it flat, right foot step it forward, and on your inhale, carry the arms all the way up here, warrior 1.
Softness comes to that front thigh. There's a releasing action there. So enough engagement for it to help support you, but not so much that it's locking down. Back leg strong and steady. Take a breath in here, and you might open the arms wide at shoulder height. Now, you can stay right where you are, beginning to hug the elbows to the back of the body, or you might move into a little bit more of a back bend by beginning to lift the chest, beginning to lift the chin, and beginning to hug the elbows together behind your back. Softening into the thighs, expanding into the chest, breathing, and noticing that you're breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Arms all the way up. Inhale. Release the hands down to the mat. Step back, high push-up. Lowering any way you would like. Lifting the chest into a back bend here, a heart opener. And rolling back once again, downward facing dog. We'll move it to the other side. So plant your right foot flat. Step your left foot all the way forward. When you're steady on the ground, sweep the arms up and begin to melt into that front thigh. So noticing the connection of your feet to the support of the ground and the lifting of the sensation and of the challenge. And as the challenge lifts, the invitation is to begin to explore how you might rest inside of it rather than brace against it or run away from it. Exploring how you might rest inside some new space. Now, inhale here if you like. Open the arms wide and begin to hug the elbows to the back of the body. Gaze can stay straight ahead here. Some of you might lift the chest and lift the chin, a bit of a back bend. And we breathe in, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Arms all the way up as you breathe in. Release the hands. And any way you would like, make your way to downward facing dog. And from downward dog, knees lower down, hips towards heels. Forehead either on the ground or on top of your hands. And just a pause here. Checking in with your breath, checking in with your body. Just a pause. And perhaps this is one of the most important things that we discover how to do on our yoga mats. Giving ourselves permission to pause, permission to rest, permission to not do, just to be. Hands walk back by your sides and simply press into your fingertips to help you rise up as you're ready. You can always stay in child a bit longer if you like. Now cross the ankles here. Extend your legs forward and just lie down on your back. So this is when Ellie thinks it's time for Savasana. So we're getting near. So as you lie down on your back, we might move through a few back bends here. So knees bend, heels up close to the hips, and arms released down by your sides. And come on here. Come on. On your inhale, press down into your feet. Begin to draw the hips up. And begin to lift the hips towards the sky as you expand the chest. Arms can stay by your side here, or you might begin to walk your shoulders a little closer together, grounding through the hands as the hips rise up. Breathing into the front line of your body. Take a breath in. Exhale, slowly lower down. Feel the release. Notice the space. Honor the space between the no longer. That was our last back bend, and the not yet, that is the back bend to come. You can stay here if you like. You might rise up one more time, walking the hands together, breathing into the front line of your body, hips lifting, wrists grounding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lowering down. Take your knees and lay down. Take your knees here and hug them into your chest. A little rocking side to side. Now you can stay right here if you like, or you might send the feet up towards the sky. Option here to slide a block underneath your hips and to open the arms nice and wide. So as we begin to bring our heads below our hearts, we begin to calm down the nervous system. So we often practice inversions, going upside down in some way before resting form, because it helps us ready. It helps the nervous system to begin to calm and soothe and steady. Now you can let this inversion be quite passive with knees soft, quite restorative rather. Or you can press through the balls of the feet and spread through the toes and draw the muscles of the legs in towards the thighs. So you decide how restorative or how active your form is. And we'll breathe here. Final 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Arms released by your sides. Slowly we lower those legs down to the ground. Take the arms up over the head. Stretch your legs nice and long. Take a breath in. And exhale, release. Stretch it long. Inhale. And exhale, release. Once more, stretch it long. Inhale. And exhale, release. Good. Your arms might lower back down by your side as you settle into your resting form. Just invite the body to get heavy and still. Options to wrap your arms around your body if that feels useful, or to open the arms wide if that feels useful. And for a moment we simply connect to the ground. We connect to its support. And perhaps you might explore how you might rest fully and completely in its support. This resting form, this place is an opportunity for us to just be. To be in a space where nothing is required of us. Where there is no work to be done, no effort to be expended, just an opportunity for release. So the ground is there supporting your body, and you might invite its support, you might receive its support, and you might give whatever effort you are still expending over to it. And for a moment or two, a rest in this space and this now. So your next breath gets just a little bit deeper. Breathe and notice that you're breathing. The head might begin to rock a little side to side as you're ready. Maybe fingers and toes begin to stretch and wiggle. You might carry the arms all the way back up over your head for a full body stretch, inhaling everything nice and long, and releasing as you exhale. Once again, inhaling nice and long, releasing as you exhale, and then making your way onto your side, and then sliding up to your seat. And as you find your seat, your hands might find your heart. You can close your practice with your eyes open if you like, or you might softly close your eyes, your choice. For a moment, the invitation is to just pause with an offering of gratitude. Offering gratitude for this body that allows you to explore its movement and its strength and its capacity for ease. These fingers that invite us to touch, these eyes that reveal the world to us, these ears that allow us to listen. For a moment, in your own words, in your own ways, perhaps an offering of gratitude to this body, the one that houses your heart and your spirit.
you so much for the opportunity to practice with you today. The light in me bows and honors the light in you.